accompanied with me is Drew Morissette later on, and we're both very excited to take you through the numerous items that make this institution incredible. To begin with, Alma Mater is a Cambridge curriculum, so please help me welcome Ma'am Miranda Stain and Ma'am Rinaldi Moritz, who will take you through how we perform our CIE examinations, as well as how the Cambridge curriculum is applied at our school.
Good evening, parents and prospective students. I'm here to tell you more about the Cambridge curriculum and the way that Alma Mater International are offering the curriculum. Cambridge curriculum sets a global standard for education, and it is recognized worldwide. The curriculum encourages each student to be confident, responsible, reflective, innovative, and engaged. The lovely part of the curriculum is that every school has the freedom to tailor the method of teaching the subject content to suit the needs of their students. However, the syllabus, aims, and assessment objectives are the same worldwide. The Cambridge curriculum have 4 pathways. The first one is Cambridge Primary. The second, Lower Secondary. At Alma Mater International, we offer the Lower Secondary pathway in grade 8, 7, and 8, age 11 to 14. The subjects we focus on is first language English, Afrikaans as a second language, French as a foreign language. Then we have mathematics, science, which is a combination of biology, chemistry, physics, and geography, global perspective, physical education, ICT, and our own enrichment programs, think tank, and research essentials. The third stage is upper secondary IGCSE, the International General Certificate of Secondary Education. We offer this pathway over 2 years, grade 9 and 10, for ages 14 to 16. Subjects on offer is first language English, Afrikaans as a second language, French as a foreign language, mathematics, biology, physics and chemistry, then our commerce subjects, accounting, economics and business studies, and last, our computer science, design and technology, and geography. All our students have the opportunity to choose between 7 and 8 subjects. The fourth pathway is offered in grade 11 and 12, ages 16 to 19 years. Learners have a choice between either advanced subsidiary or advanced level. 6 subjects are chosen on advanced subsidiary level. Subjects the same as discussed on IGCSE level. Then our advanced level. Here we recommend a minimum of 3 to a maximum of 4 subjects. Subjects on offer is English language, mathematics, chemistry, biology, physics, business, economics, computer science, geography. Then our students, both for AS and A level, also have the opportunity to choose IPQ, which stands for International Project Qualification. If a student does not choose A-level English as a subject, we highly recommend such a student to take at least English on AS level, as the critical skills taught by the English as a subject will benefit all other subjects they will be doing. Advanced level provide the following: access to worldwide educational institutions, a deeper subject understanding, but most of all, the opportunity to excel in the subjects in which the student is passionate about. The Cambridge curriculum allows learners to think for themselves, enrich their lives, and prepare them for lifelong education. After each pathway, our students are required to write an external examination sitting. Our Cambridge Assessment International Examiner, Mrs. Rinaldi Maritz, is here with me to explain that more in detail to you. Thank you, Rinaldi.
Thank you, Ma'am Marinda. Good evening, parents and students joining us tonight. I'm so happy to be informing you about the CAIE external examination. Now, CAIE stands for the Cambridge International Examination. We have two external exams yearly. One of those are written in May, June, and the other one in October, November. Most of our students write their exams during the October-November sitting. They write the IGCSE exams at the end of their grade 10 year, and they can use these results to apply to university for provisional acceptance. This IGCSE qualification is then also equivalent to the grade 11 CAPS curriculum. At the end of their grade 12 year, they write the AS and A-level exams. There are fees involved for each of these exams. The exam fees are added to the school fee account at the end of the grade 10 and grade 12 years respectively. Students, or their parents rather, pay per subject and per practical exam. We also have two oral exams for French foreign language and the English first language, which is optional. However, the French exam is compulsory. We receive these scripts about a month before the actual start of the exams. The exams normally start in the first week of October, and it commences towards the middle of November. Once the students have written these exams, they are couriered to the United Kingdom, where they are then marked and moderated. They usually receive their results in the beginning of January if they have sat the November series, and then they will receive a certificate which they can then use to USAF for matric exemption purposes. Now, the Cambridge assessments are designed to be fair, valid, reliable, and practical, so that every exam provides a true picture of the student's ability. The Cambridge assessments assess what is of the greatest value to our students. That is deep subject knowledge, conceptual understanding, with other words, the grasping of complex ideas, and higher order thinking skills. So Cambridge expects learners not just to regurgitate knowledge, but also to apply those knowledge that they have learned. These assessments have real lasting value and can be a lifelong passport to further study or employment. So at the end of their grade 12 year, an alma mater student leaves the school with a world-class education and a certificate to prove it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Marinda and Ma'am Rinaldi. Next up, we'll be speaking about two of our grade 8 programs. The first one will be Think Tank, just to get the grade 8s thinking at the beginning of their high school careers. We will be having Ma'am Lizandri Posthumus and Lusanda, who will be speaking about Think Tank. We will also be having our research essential parents speaking about what research essentials is, just to give you a base idea of what your students can enroll in. The people who will be speaking about research essentials will be Ma'am Bita Hoofman and Taryn Peru.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give it over to our students.
Good evening, parents and future students of Alma. We'll be talking about Think Tank. Think Tank is a project-based subject focusing on skill development and collaboration with students and of different subjects. This year's final project is the development of a business plan for our newly invented board games. The purpose being to get financed by presenting to investors after testing our prototypes.
Good evening, parents and fellow students. Our skills development is based on the Cambridge learners' attributes, being engaged with our teammates, being reflective on how to use our other subjects in this project, being innovative in our designs and prototypes, being confident in our findings and presentations, as well as being responsible for our own time management and task completion.
For this year's group project, for my group, we created a board game called Latin Oceanus. It teaches you how to work with your teammates, which are your classmates. It teaches you how to keep calm and to wait for your fellow students. It teaches you to collaborate with each other, to talk to each other, to be able to work with each other, and to just have fun with what you're creating.
With my team, the board game we created was called The Walk of Fate. And our board game specializes in making learners, family, and friends share their education and test their knowledge in order for them to reach the next level of the game.
The best thing that you can have when you take the subject is inspiration to be innovative. Now, innovation can be defined as finding new ways to do new things. Never have these students had to find a gap in the market for a board game. Then they had to find the target market for that board game. They had to create a prototype, and now they are testing the market with their classmates. Now that they've done the research on it, now they have to go and adapt that board game, because in a month's time, they have to get me to invest in their product.
Research essentials is a very essential subject. Let's have Taryn explain more.
Good evening. Research is what I am doing when I do not know what I'm doing, said Wernher von Braun, physics and rocket engineer who steam launched the first US satellite into space. Research essentials is a grade 8 subject that aims to teach students the necessary skills for academic resilience. This collaborative subject uses a three-pronged approach to teach us the study skills like time management and goal setting, transferable skills like leadership, responsibility, and teamwork, research skills like summarizing, methodology, analysis, and synthesis of ideas, to name a few. These are all skills that we can apply in everyday life. We are currently busy preparing for our own science fair. Our team decided to test the effects of chemicals used in household products on plant growth. We chose gelatin and lead, but through our research, learned that lead is too dangerous to use, and we substituted lead for hydrochloric acid. Both gelatin and hydrochloric acid are used in cleaning products, food production, and medicine. We are using two different plant types, a desert rose, which is a succulent, and a fern, which is a vascular plant. For each plant, we test 3 scenarios: normal growth with water, growth with gelatin, and growth with hydrochloric acid. We treat the plants daily, and we keep record and picture evidence of the development. Based on our research, the gelatin should make the plants grow faster, and the hydrochloric acid should change the pH balance of the soil, which will slow down or even kill the plants. Our results will be published at our Soon to Come Science Fair. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Taryn. So our research projects on grade 8 level are the basics of the foundation for the IPQ later on. And it's basically just to get our students to have an inquisitive mindset and to get them into that state of hunger for knowledge that you need if you want to study further after school. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Alma Mater is a school that is very strong in academic performance and promoting us to always work hard. but we do also have programs where we're able to let loose and explore our passions and just be creative. We have English enrichment as well as cultural programs to allow students to have the platform to be creative and express themselves. Please help me welcome Sir Rulof and Ma'am Carrie Ann, as well as Danica and Molly to speak more about that.
Sorry, just to encourage the parents that they are able to ask questions for the panelists that are up using the Q&A box, and those that have joined us in the physically can ask the questions by raising their hands. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to us. I'm handing over to our two wonderful students. Roloff and I've left everything to them because they've been through what we teach them, and we do believe that they are the best representatives to tell you all about English and the cultural programs we have here. Thank you.
In Alma Mater's English enrichment, we focus on not only transforming the world around us into the stunning Cambridge selected text we read, but also transforming our skills and abilities. Being able to speak and express yourself is one of the most important skills to have. From grade 8 to 12, you can participate in public speaking, where we refine these skills and enroll you in the Speech and Drama College of South Africa. It is competition-based and continually teaches you something new. Adding on to that, we host annual house plays that are put on by the grade 10s of that year. They have the engaging, amazing task of directing, writing, crafting, and performing. They have complete creative control. Their school then votes and we hand out various awards.
Now take that and think bigger. And I mean the whole school. The Alma Mater Major Production is truly an amazing vessel for the students within our high school to utilize their talents, whether that be acting, singing, dancing, or even their technical skills behind the curtain. This production is nothing short of show-stopping, jaw-dropping, spectacular, and we can't forget fun, as the production process truly hosts a mountain of bonding experiences for us as students. It allows us to build relationships with people we never thought we would. And for the grade 11s, we have film study. Film study is our grade 11 task that allows us to collaborate with our friends and peers in analyzing the cinematographic and stylistic techniques used by writers and directors in conveying their message onto the big screen effortlessly. How do we do this, you ask? Well, film study is a form of thesis-based research that really hones in on finding the deeper meaning behind the videography that we as an audience more often than not miss. This is essential because film study's biggest tool is communication. This builds up to communication and team working skills, as we have to listen to everybody's ideas. Furthermore, we have Toastmasters. The Toastmasters Youth Leadership Program is an internationally accredited 8-week course that focuses on teaching you everything about writing with substance and speaking with confidence. This is done and provides you with not only a globally accredited certification, but a lifetime of experiences.
Thank you so much, girls, Danica and Mawali. So, Roloff, is there anything you'd like to add?
I think they have just displayed perfectly what we do in the English department, public speaking wise, performance wise, and yeah, I think it speaks for themselves.
So much. Any questions? You're most welcome to send them through. Thank you.
No questions at this time, so thank you very much. Over to Drew.
Here at Alma Mater, we focus more on just academics. We also improve our students in other aspects of life. This is why we have additional programs such as the President's Award and Global Citizenship. Today, we'll be having Ma'am Simone Redenhays, as well as her son, Zach Redenhays, who will be giving us a little chat on what the President's Award is. We'll also be having Sharon A. Fencer to tell us a little bit more about global citizenship. Thank you.
Sorry. My name is Zach Redenhays. I am a grade 10 student at Alma Mater, and I have completed my bronze and my silver level for the President's Award. The award is an extracurricular activity that Alma Mater provides. It consists of 3 levels, bronze, silver, and gold, and every level has 4 subsections. service, skill, physical recreation, and the adventurous journey. The bronze and the silver level takes a minimum of 6 months to complete, whereas the gold takes a minimum of 12 months to complete. Within each section, the award requires at least an hour a week to be logged. The award taught me discipline and organization, as you had to remember what you did and had to go home and actually log it onto the app. It also taught me confidence and helped my determination to finish, as I could see my progress on the app whenever I'd like. I do the award because I want to apply to university. I believe that the award will give me a competitive application. I already did French as a second language and sports, so I would basically get the award for things I already did. The only problem I had was the service, but I got that. But I would encourage you to let your children enroll for this President's Award. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. My name is Simona. I'm the award leader for Alma Mater International School. The award, the President's Award, or TPA as we call it, is proudly the Duke of Edinburgh's award in South Africa. It's challenging young people to develop and discover their purpose, determine their future, and to build a better South Africa through the service section of the award. Upon completion of the award, each participant will receive a certificate and a pin. The certificate is signed by the International Office of the Duke of Edinburgh, as well as the President of South Africa, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. The ORB, or the app as Zach calls it, is an in-hand device that the students can use to track their award, and also for the award leaders to track the participants' progress on the award. It is also used for resume building when you apply to university. There is a cost involved. It is available to students from 14 years to 24 years. It does not expire, so it will take you a minimum of 6 months to complete your bronze award, but if you don't get to it, it doesn't expire. You can complete it up until the time you're 24 years of age. And they always say it's a marathon and not a race. Thank you very much.
A global community, a unity formed around fellowship, a group of strong, courageous, and determined students who aspire to inspire before they expire. We are a group of people who believe in changing this world one step at a time. The global citizens consist of 4 different pillars: global citizenship, peace and social justice, education and empowerment, and Planet SOS. These different groups strive to make this world a better place. And even though we have these different pillars, we work together to share the wonderful opportunities God gives us to be able to share His love. We use this platform to share the gospel and give others the opportunity to stand up for what they believe in. We do not only seek change in this world, but we want to be the change. We have already started this year off with sharing the love and determination in our hearts. Some of our projects include charity work, helping our sister schools, and going green. We strive to make a change in our community. We want to make an imprint not only in our school, but in the lives of those around us. We are a team, we work together, laugh together, and together we are making a difference. A quote by Leo F. Buscaglia: "Don't spend your precious time asking, why isn't this world a better place? It will only be time wasted. The question to ask is, how can I make it better? To that, there is an answer." Thank you.
Thank you. I would just like to call up Ma'am Beta Hofman to tend to a question on research essentials.
Right, so there was a question on research essentials in terms of what happens after grade 8. So in grade 9, we continue research essentials in the orientation and development of the life orientation program. where they will learn the same skills that they were learning in the Research Essential project. And then furthermore, if they go into the IPQ in grade 11 and 12, they will then consolidate those skills and use them for that qualification. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Beecher, as well as our global citizens and our President Award members. I'm always forever thankful to have a school that offers programs where we can challenge ourselves and improve our skills. I feel like it's very important to not only be within your school, but also to go out in your community. Alma Mater can also push your limits in other ways, such as with our sport. So please help me welcome our head of the sport department, Ma'am Zelda Bota, as well as Sharon Fenter and Reynard.
Good evening to our parents here at campus and also online. After all that hard work, we need somewhere to release some stress and have some fun. And this is the department. So I'm going to give over to Sharon and Reina to just tell you more about our sport.
Bad players don't take much seriously. Average players take games seriously. Good players take practice seriously. But great players takes academics, nutrition, warm-ups, including work, weight, room, conditioning, film, and practice seriously.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Reinhard Swart, and so at Alma Mater International, we have 3 terms, and we do not only encourage our students to excel in academics, but also to focus in the culture and sport area. Our cornerstone is built on unity, commitment, and also good sportsmanship. At Alma Mater, we offer soccer, rugby, swimming, basketball, netball, athletics, and also cross country. For soccer, we take part in the SAXA League. The SAXA League is the private Christian school league. And then for rugby, we take part in 2 leagues, the SAXA League and the Warriors League, which the under-17s won this year. The swimming is also the SAXA League, and the basketball is the government league.
The netball, we take part in the SAXA League as well as the D13, which is a private school league combined with the government schools. So we also get an equal opportunity of not only taking part with the private schools, but also with the government schools to be part of the Gauteng trials. For the athletics, we also take part in the SAXA League as well as the D2, which is also a government school league, so that we can also get an opportunity there also for the private and the public sector to be able to take part in the Gauteng and essays. And then lastly, for our cross country, we take part in SAXA, which is the league that Reinhard was talking about for the private Christian schools. We are so blessed to say that we not only play together as teams, but we also pray together as teams, giving God all the glory in everything that we do.
Is there any questions?
No questions at this stage. Thank you very much.
Got one question. Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. Sorry, I can't see
Yeah,
your hands.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Unfortunately, the hockey system and the hockey term falls right in our long August holiday. So yeah, we encourage them to go to clubs and then they can still take part there. We can also take them to the competitions for, like, if they want to go through to trials, Gauteng, etc. We do give them that opportunity, but unfortunately it's smack bang in our August holiday. Yeah.
So would you be able to facilitate like the D2 trials for
Yes.
the person if they're at the school?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So even though if you take part at a club, we can still enter you via another school as an external student.
And there's no looking into the future, getting hockey on the sports line?
Unfortunately, not at the moment because it falls into the wrong terms, private school-wise and also government school-wise, but we can put them into clubs, yeah.
We do have an online question. With regards to leagues, do you travel around the country? If so, how do you ensure traveling doesn't affect the education and classes?
In school sports, we do travel. Now with the exams, we make plans for writing tests beforehand. We also have tours that we go to, normally Durban. We went to Durban before. We also have individual sport children that takes part in karate, etc. And if they have tournaments, we all work with the principals to write the exams accordingly.
Perfect, thank you. The next question is a general question. I'll ask that right to the end. Thank you.
Thank you for the little chats on sports. Okay, so moving on, I would like to call up Ma'am Peter Hoofman and Paul to speak more about IPQ, which is another program that our school offers. IPQ really opens the doors to many opportunities that we have as students because it helps us explore options that we don't really have always at school. We are allowed to do research on our own interests, which opens up the window to a lot of stuff. This also prepares us for university, as in university, you do a lot of research. So taking the IPQ as a program, as an additional program or subject will really help your students when they finish high school.
Right, hello again. I think Paul will explain a bit more for us first.
IPQ is an international project qualification where students choose a topic to base their research on. In IPQ is a choice subject offered to grade 11s and 12s, where students learn the importance of carrying out their own research. My personal research project is based on how effective different biomass materials are at generating electricity. My project takes organic materials and places them in an anaerobic environment to produce methane gas as a fuel to power a generator. Doing this research has further sparked my interest in mechanical engineering, and with assistance from Mambita, I have learned different skills and how to carry out effective research and place it in an essay format.
Right, so what makes the IPQ different from your other subjects is that we do a full research project as you would do on a university level, and it's very similar to a very shortened version of what you would get as a master's essay. Now, what this teaches the children, first of all, are all those beautiful research skills, and it also teaches them the value of writing up, of knowing the correct terminology for things, and especially students who are very strong in a specific area get to shine in that specific area of interest that they have. And if it's something that they want to take further after school, for instance, if you want to become an engineer or a doctor, this allows you the opportunity to do research into that specific interest you already have and really cement that future goal that you have. Thank you.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Next, I would like to introduce Ma'am Anne-Louise Moyer to speak more on our mentorship program.
Okay, thank you very much, Drew. So I'm just going to quickly run through it. It is a new program that we've introduced to support the students throughout the mentorship or the IPQ. So it has been designed for that. If you can just give me 1 second, let me just share that. Okay, so the mentorship program is a one-on-one mentorship. We've partnered with the Cambridge Research Academy. So they employ the Ivy League mentors from universities such as Cambridge, Oxford, Harvard, MIT, Stanford, Columbia, Yale, and UPenn. What this would mean, while the students are busy with their IPQ, they have got the mentorship of a faculty member from one of these institutions. It's a structured program that would run over 1 year, and it will give them the access to those academic faculty staff or postgraduate students that are relevant in that topic, providing them with, I think, what we would call a apprenticeship or internship in research. So it is designed for the Cambridge or the CIPQ, and it's available to the students within their grade 11 and 12 year. There is an additional cost, and it will be a one-on-one mentor with this faculty member. We will be having a online session with Cambridge Research Academy towards the end of October, which we'll publish. If you would like to find out more, it's also available on our website, just to obtain a little bit more feedback on that, but you're welcome to ask some questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am and Louise. Alma Mater is a Christian school who does try their best to practice love and compassion, but we are children figuring our way out in this big world. Therefore, there might be issues such as bullying that may arise. However, our school does have effective ways in handling and preventing these situations. So please help me welcome Ma'am Rinaldi Moritz and Ma'am Miranda to speak more about bullying and discipline at Alma Mater.
Good evening once again for the second time. Right, so at Alma Mater, we believe that to sustain a positive, orderly, and disciplined learning environment, it is important that all parties of the educational relationship, whether that be parents, students, or educators, acknowledge their responsibilities. Therefore, we have a code of conduct that can be found in the high school information booklet, of which all the grade 8s will get a hard copy. This code of conduct indicates the broad standards of behavior that are expected of all our students, and we believe that it encourages a responsible and self-disciplined approach. We apply this code in the interest of the well-being of the school, to promote academic excellence and to protect the rights of all individuals and all stakeholders, including our students. Should expected norms of conduct not be met by any student, corrective measures will be initiated by school management. And I would like to stress, because we often get questions about bullying in schools in general, not just in our school, that at Alma Mater we have a zero tolerance to any form of bullying, whether that be physical, whether that be verbal, emotional, or cyberbullying that has become quite an issue lately worldwide in schools. And therefore we at Alma encourage parents to limit their students or their children's screen time, access to social media platforms. We also have an open door policy at Alma Mater. So if parents or students feel that they have certain concerns, you are more than welcome to book an appointment with myself or our principal, Ma'am Miranda Stein, and we will gladly assist you. I don't know if there are any questions regarding discipline. Thank you. Sorry.
So what would be the consequence if you identify a bully now, we go through session, you know, the child tells you what happens. What is the steps that is
Right, so obviously, once we have been made aware of the problem, we will get the different parties involved into our office. We normally ask them to write a statement of exactly what has happened. This is now of the person being bullied, and then if we know who they were bullied by, then we get those people in, we have their statements, and then we take it further. We have a disciplinary system where we have a verbal warning, we then go over to a written warning, a serious written warning, and then obviously the disciplinary hearing, which can be internal or external, that is done by a mediator, depending of the gravity of such an offense. And then yes, that can lead to suspension if we're talking about bullying specifically, and then also, of course, expulsion, should the disciplinary hearing, the external one, result in such a matter. I don't know if Ma'am Miranda wants to add.
And then we sometimes have a person that come in and also speak with our students regarding the consequences of bullying. And we, on a regular basis, also speak to our students in the different grades. But what's extremely important is that the child must come to one of us and bring it to our attention immediately as soon as it happens. Sometimes we get a child, it happened in January, now we are in October, now the child, there's a difference between the two, and now we need to hear that it already happened in January. So we always say to our students at the beginning of the year, guys, girls, come to us immediately should something arises.
in terms of mental health, what support systems do you have?
check-ins? Is there counseling? How do you raise the awareness and check that, our kids are going through the most nowadays and they don't always speak up. So as a school, spend a lot of time there.
Yes. Interesting that you asked that. I just listened to a podcast the other day by an inspirational speaker who deals with teenagers often, and she actually said that countrywide, now she was speaking about South Africa, that our children are suffering. And she actually commented on the fact that it starts at home with the parents. So parents, together with the educators, need to take hands in the situation. We need to work together. So if parents are aware that their children are suffering emotionally or whatever other way, then they are welcome to inform the school, and then we can obviously put certain measures in place to assist that child. But at school, like Miranda has said, we do speak to the children occasionally about mental health issues, about what they should do. We mentioned earlier that we are a school with a Christian ethos, and we do have an Eagles organization where children can once or twice a week go to, and there they can get pastoral guidance from a teacher or from students. Very often their peers have quite insightful ideas, advice to give them. So yes, we do that. But once again, we need to be made aware of that if there's something specific that the parents are concerned about. However, at school, we just try what we can do to give talks about that. Also during assemblies, we talk about that a lot, and we encourage children to work together and to be a family rather. But this is something that is ongoing and that we need to address on an ongoing basis, and each case obviously we address on merit. Thank you.
I do have a question here online, maybe just following the screen comment. Does the school allow students to bring their cell phones?
Students, this is also in our information booklet, they are allowed to have certain devices at school. Cell phones are allowed, however, not during school hours. It should be switched off. So if there's an emergency after school, then they can phone their parents, but we do discourage the use of that. They are not allowed to use it in class at all. We actually take that and then they can come and fetch it at the end of the day. But some subject teachers will ask them to bring their devices because, say, for instance, they are going to do research on a topic, and then that particular day, the teacher will allow the students to open their phones, Google, say, for instance, whatever it is that they are discussing in class, and then they will work together, sometimes in pairs or sometimes in groups. But this is for educational purposes, and then they have to switch it off immediately. We also do not take responsibility for personal devices like that at all. That's at the parent's own risk and the child's own risk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, ma'am. Moving on to our next panel, we will be speaking about our school's boarding house. Yes, we have a boarding house for our international students and local students, if you want to stay here. We'll be having Coach Ringo and Ma'am Alva, our boarding house mom and dad, to speak about our boarding house, as well as Kingdom and Tato, who are our boarding house head leaders.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Alma boarding is designed to cater for our students' every need. We at the boarding ensure that our students are well taken care of, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally. With that being said, I would like to hand over to our boarding house leaders for further information.
Good evening, my name is Tato. Alma Mater offers a boarding facility. We have weekly boarding and termly boarding. Weekly boarders arrive at the boarding facility on Sunday evenings and leave on Friday afternoons. Termly boarders arrive in the beginning of the term and leave either during midterm breaks or end of terms during the school holidays. Now you're probably wondering, how is it in the life of a day of a boarder? So our rise and shine is at 5:45 in the morning. Quite early, but it's pretty good. So we wake up at 5:45. Between this time and 6:30, students are expected to get ready, make their beds, and make their room look clean and presentable. From 6:30 to 6:35, we have a time called quiet time. During this time, we can just reflect, meditate, read a Bible, or just sit silently and prepare for the day ahead. From 6:35, we leave the boarding house and go to the canteen where we have a nourishable breakfast. From 6:35 to 7:10, we leave the canteen and we go back to the boarding house where we get ready, pack our bags, brush our teeth, and get ready for the day. We're expected to leave the boarding house at 7:25, where we go for assembly, which starts at 7:30 here outside in the Oak Square, and this happens till 7:45. Then the school day starts at 8 o'clock. From 10:45 to 11:15, we have our first break. During this time, a snack is offered to the boarders, and from 1:15 to 1:35, it's lunchtime where boarders sit down and chat about how their day's been and have an enjoyable lunch meal. The school day ends at 2:15. Between this time and 3:30, students either participate in sports or they go to homework class. Homework class ends at 3:30. At this time, students either go home if they're daily boarders or they return back to the boarding house. Kingdom?
Thank you, Tato. So from 3:30 to 5:30, boarders will have free time where they can take a nap, play with friends, talk with friends, or you can just do what you have to do within the school rules, obviously. And then from 5:30, we have dinner till 6 o'clock. Now, students will have dinner this is where they'll have a nutritious meal where they'll eat. And then after dinner at 5:30, then after dinner, 5:30, we have 6 o'clock to 6:30, where they have free time, where they're preparing for their study session. Now, this study session goes from 6:30 to 8:30. And then they study without their phones. They hand in their phones before the study session so that they are able to focus 100% on their studies. And then after study, we have tea time where children can make bread, make tea, and have biscuits or scones, whichever they would like to prefer. And then from 8:30 to 9 o'clock, that's the tea time. And then from 9 o'clock to 9:30, we have collab study, where children can interact with each other, solve math problems, physics problems, and just bring their young, brilliant minds together to solve whatever problems they might have. Then from 9:30 to quarter to 10, we have a quiet getting ready to sleep session where children can brush their teeth, get ready for bed, wear their pajamas, and that is for 15 minutes. And then from quarter to 10, that's when students sleep. The boarding house is then silent and everyone is asleep and lights are out. But if you need to study, you can obviously study as students have their lights and you just ask permission from either your boarding house parent or your boarding house leader. Now, over to what we offer as a boarding house. As a boarding house, we offer inter-house sports for children. If they had a long week on a Thursday, you'll have inter-house soccer, netball, or rugby. And it's both boys and girls, not rugby though, but boys and girls for netball, soccer, basketball. And the students just have a fun time where they can interact. Then we often have obstacle courses where children can interact and have team building exercises, which can help them just get to know each other as a boarding house. And after that, if you're a termly boarder, we often have weekend trips every second week to the mall where you can buy your essentials and where you can just get a breath of fresh air from the boarding house. Over to you, Tato.
Other than activities that we have during the week, once a term we have a movie night just as a way to say thank you for everyone for the hard work and input that they put during the term. We also have an annual camp where all the boarders go to an external facility and they initiate team building amongst each other. They get to know more about each other, as well as introducing new students to the boarding family. One thing that ends off our year on a happy and sad note is the end of year function. This is a way to say farewell to our matrics that are leaving the next year, as well as students that are leaving the boarding facility in that current year. We have a theme that we decide on that we all put in input so that it's fair, and we have food and music, and it's just an amazing night to enjoy. Thank you.
Just one question here. Is there any in-house initiation for all newcomers to the boarding system? Ringard, I'm not sure if you want to.
No, not at all. We do not accept any or tolerate any sort of initiation in the boarding house. Yes, ma'am.
In your experience, how do you think the boarders fare towards the baby scholars that meet? Do you think in terms of performance, they think it's so structured, your homework time and your study time, just based on your experience?
From my experience, I'll definitely agree because our boarders are here 24/7. So in that sense, I don't think they have any other excuse to not perform better than the dailies. So I would definitely say yes. Yes, ma'am.
If I maybe add to that, we've got lovely students. So day scholars and boarders are both, I think, fairly good students and they achieve very well. Okay, just another question. How many students are in the boarding house?
Currently, we have about 70, plus minus 70 boarders, yes.
Thank you. That's all the questions from our side.
All right, thank you so much. I'd just like to call Reynard, Chardonnay, Drew, and myself, as well as Ma'am Rinaldi, to just explain what exactly we wear at Alma Mater for our uniform.
I'm sure that all grade 8s and their parents are curious about our school uniform. So I'm just going to quickly refer to our school uniform, winter and summer, boys and girls. The blazers, grade 8s that you are going to buy and wear will not have these cords around them, obviously. That is for the head boy, the head girl, and of course, Danica there, who has the yellow and navy cord. That is for the student council. So I'm going to start with Drew here. Drew is wearing the navy blue blazer with the gray trousers and the red jersey, as well as the blue tie. That is our boys' uniform. But then you can have a look at Reynard right at the end. We have also introduced, especially for summer, the short that the boys can now wear. They like playing models. And then you'll see that the socks that they are wearing have the navy blue and the red stripe that goes with that. Next year, when they are in matric, all of these grade 11s will be wearing the white jersey like Sharonay is wearing there in the middle. And you'll see what distinguishes them from the rest is that the girls have the white long bobby sock with the navy stripes. So that is what our matrics look like. Drew and Reynard is wearing the boys' uniform. This is what they wear winter and summer. However, they do have the choice of wearing the short during the summer months. Danica Batai, she's wearing our Alma Mater skirt, the girl's skirt, and then at the moment she is wearing white socks. However, we have changed the white to a navy blue short sock with a red stripe. The reason for that is that the girls have complained about the white socks getting quite dirty. So we've changed it to the navy blue with a red stripe, and then it also just complements the navy blue and the red of the rest of the uniform. This will be available at Armort and Sons. And then in winter, you also have a winter jacket that they can wear, which is much thicker. However, we want our students all to wear their blazers on a Monday for assembly. And then, of course, for the rest of the week, they can wear their jacket as well, or their blazer. We do want, however, if you are like Tamanda, wearing your winter uniform, the girls, with the trousers, that's the navy blue trousers, that you wear it with a blazer. So girls are not allowed to wear trousers and their jerseys only. They are expected to wear it with a blazer. So those are our 4 models. I don't know if we have any questions regarding school uniform at this stage. Thank you very much. Sorry. Yes, Danica at the moment is wearing the red cravat. That, however, will change. We are going to have them all wear the navy blue tie, and then we've got the logo, the Alma Mater logo, that's going to be on that. However, now we do know that some of the grade 11s, they've already bought the red cravat, so we are going to phase in the ties from grade 8. So all grade 8s will be expected to wear the new uniform. Any other questions? Thank you, ladies and gents.
All right, and I think that concludes our virtual open day. Thank you for everyone that showed up onto our beautiful campus, and thank you to those tuning in online. Drew and I have been your MCs, and we're very happy to take you through the virtual open day. I'd like to welcome Ma'am Rinaldi, Mr. Moya, and Ma'am Miranda to take you through our question and answer session if you have any. Thank you so much.
We would now like to encourage, this is a Q&A session for the parents to participate with questions. You can do that by using the Q&A or the chat. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Since I've not said good evening yet.
Maybe introduce yourselves.
Ma'am Rinaldi, introduce yourself.
I am Rinaldi Maritz. I'm the deputy principal of the high school.
Miranda Stein, the high school principal.
Catching me off guard now. Sorry, Andrews.
Mr. Moya, head of school.
Okay, head of school. Yes, I'm I'm involved in the business side of it, things, and we've got a few schools in the group, and yeah, I take care of all of them. Thank you.
Thank you. We do have a little general question in terms of the boarding, asking if the children sleep in groups or do they have individual rooms?
Our senior students do have individual rooms, the grade 11s and 12s, but the others might be in groups of 3, 4, or 5 maximum that they will sleep in.
Just maybe a uniform question that came up now to ask where we buy our uniform.
Our uniform is available at Armot in Sons in Krugersdorp West, Rustenburg Road.
Perfect. I don't know if there's any questions from you.
On average, between 23 to 25 students, that's in grade 8, 9, and 10. However, the choice subjects, we have in some of the classes 7 to 12 learners, depending on the subject, like economics, accounting. Those are quite small, design and technology, and geography, but the sciences are a little bit bigger, and especially on AS and A level, the classes are 10 to 15 students.
In the pass rate, what is your pass rate? Your matric? I don't know, the terminology is all new.
That's the AS and A level.
Where we at?
Okay.
What is your pass compared to other private schools in Gauteng or in South Africa?
Okay. Yes, private schools love saying 100% matric pass, right? It's part of the marketing out there. I have a slightly different opinion. Nevertheless, we average around about 97%. Okay. The question maybe that you should be asking is, what is your first year university pass rate? Now, in South Africa currently, and I've just had a meeting with a previous school, the dropout rate in South Africa currently is somewhere between 60 and 80%, depending what source you believe. And you can go and research this yourself. This is reality in South Africa currently. The dropout rate for first year university for varsity is monstrous. On average, our first year pass rate is 100%. So that is really, to me, what it's about. Our matric pass rate around about 97%. We don't have a policy where students are held back at the end of grade 11. It's a meeting with the parents. It's a different setup. We don't have hard and fast rules regarding promotion when it comes to grade 11. If the family feels that the marks aren't great, but dear Johnny is going to do his bit in grade 12, we will give them that opportunity. We have been proven wrong on occasion where a student didn't do well in grade 11 and did pass the grade 12. So we do give them that opportunity. Students are more important than we are. So that's it. That's exactly it. Yeah.
I can perhaps just add to that, that our AS and A-level subjects, A-level specifically, are equivalent to first-year university. So what you do in A-level physics is what they do in Physics 1 at varsity. So it is quite a step above the rest of the other curriculum.
Do you know what? If you choose Cambridge, you are choosing to send your child to university. Okay, you must understand that. You've got wonderful schools to choose from. Nowadays, from next year onwards in South Africa, grade 9 is actually an exit point. So you can leave at the end of grade 9 if you're not academically minded, and you can, for example, go to a trade school. Angie Mashega announced that a year or two ago. It's absolutely fantastic to have that. Our focus here, we've got fantastic sport, we're very proud of it, but the focus is absolutely academics, getting our children into top universities. That is our focus. Okay.
How does it fare internationally?
Yes. Yes.
Does it fare the same?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is Cambridge. Cambridge is accepted all over the world. In fact, if you go onto the Oxford University's website, it's an interesting experiment. I won't say much, but go and look at the curricula they accept and the ones they don't accept. Okay, Cambridge is the gold standard. It really is. Okay, there's a parent at the back. Yes, with local universities, yes. And international, absolutely. To give you an idea, last year, our matriculants, 92% of our matriculants last year went into hard sciences, meaning physics, chem, bio. Also, something that we're very proud of is our entrance into medicine. We've been very fortunate. I think we've learned a few tricks over the years, and not just local medicine, also foreign universities. We've got students doing medicine all over the world. So that is our focus. Scholarships, yes. The high school, we do scholarships, absolutely. And foreign scholarships, absolutely. Yes, it's available. But Anne-Louise is a specialist in that, and she'll tell you, yes, absolutely possible. We've had students being awarded wonderful scholarships, but it goes back to the CV building. What is the better word for CV building?
Resume.
Resume, thank you. Of the high school teacher. Beta early on, for example, discussed the IPQ. We've seen universities, or we've seen some of our students with fantastic foreign scholarships, and they weren't the straight A candidates, but they were a child with a resume. They did the President's Award. They did the IPQ. They did the IPQ in a field in which they want to go into. They don't do something in one subject and then go on to go and study medicine. They don't do an IPQ in law and then go into medicine. They do an IPQ in a medical topic. Okay. So those things are absolutely, yes. So scholarships, it's there, it's available. It's hard work. We need the family's commitment. There's work to be done. There's personal statements, etc., etc. But we've got a little specialist department in that. We're busy growing it. We want to give it to all our schools. It's there, yes. And I don't want to give specific names, but last year or earlier this year, I did a bit of a slideshow regarding some of our students at international or foreign universities and the scholarships they've achieved. Okay. So it's there. Do you want it? No.
Okay, if there's no more questions from, okay, let's take one more question and then we'll allow some of the online questions. Thank you.
Yeah. Look, we've got 24-hour guards. We have that. But we live in South Africa, so we're sensitive to the environment. If there are protests, etc., etc., we maybe for the day or so we'll get extra guards in, or we will ask students not to come to school. So we do judge it. We do have a number of people out there who entertain themselves with these things, and we do have that info. So that's what we do. We've been very blessed in that we've never really had nasty accident, incidents or armed robberies on campus. We've never had that. And we particularly in the students whom we've taken. We've had requests in the past from countries where students with bodyguards and all that, we don't allow that because it brings an element of danger onto the campus. So we're quite good in our admission process. We're sensitive to those things. If we pick up on anything that's going to endanger anybody's lives, we won't allow. Okay.
Perfect. I'm just going to ask one question here. How often are parent-teacher meetings done?
Parent-teacher meetings, how often are
Parent-teacher meetings, the way we do it currently, we have a parent afternoon. We have one each term. So our students will write an exam 3 weeks towards the end of the term. Then after the exam, we will have 1 week of feedback sessions. So the child will get his or her exam script back. The teachers will work through that with them. Reports will be published the day before the school closes. And then we have our parent afternoon where the parent can come and see the staff that's available.
Perhaps just also add to that, should a parent, however, like to see an educator regarding their child's progress, they are more than welcome to book a meeting with Marinda and to discuss that, or with myself, and then we will arrange a meeting with the particular teacher. Also, we have progress reports, so if a parent would like to know throughout the term the progress of a child, before a parent evening, we compile those progress reports and then we will send it through to the parent.
Each parent may request 2 per term. And then what we also do is our staff is quite quick to see maybe there is a child where they can see there is an underlying problem or something that they feel we have to address. Then we will also do the progress report. We will mail it to the parent and then we will have a meeting after that.
Okay, just a question that I had earlier on. Since the school is a Cambridge school, does that mean it follows the CAPS way of moving from the next grade to the other one? Or how long does it take for the child to move to the next grade? I think that's just a Cambridge related question on how the qualifications work, etc.
Okay, like I explained in the beginning, in grade 7 and 8, our students do the lowest secondary. After they have completed that we enrich with our own subjects. Then grade 9 and 10, so in grade 8, they choose subjects already. Then in grade 9 and 10, they continue with 7 to 8 Cambridge subjects of their choice, IGCSE. Normally, again, we look at each child individually. We complete 70% of the IG curriculum in grade 9. So at the end of grade 9, if we see there is a student that might be at risk to excel or complete his IGCSE in grade 10 with success, we also get that parent in and we work out a plan of action on how we are going to go ahead with the child. I can honestly say we have not really kept students behind. Parents work with us and then our students really excel and get the opportunity to succeed. Then they write their IGs. We always say to them, please aim, work hard for an A, B, and a C symbol. That means 60% and up, because that's the minimum requirement for entrance into university using their IG results. So each child we handle differently and we can tailor-made sort of that child's way forward. So if we see this child is not coping with 8 subjects, we can always look at the subjects, restructure, and do fewer subjects to help the child to excel in the end.
If I can maybe just add to that, and that's why we selected from the students whom we take into the school. Often, or you'll see this, that schools will do their A levels in their 13th year, okay, 19 years old. We finished that in grade 12. Okay, so it's a tough program. It's a fast program. Grade 9 and 10, we wrap up the IGCSEs, grade 11 and 12. So they leave at the end of grade 12 practically with a post-matric qualification. Okay, so that's the structure. I think the most important tool, sorry if I can interrupt you, is obviously the assessment that we use here. We've tested it over the years. It actually gives you a prediction of the child's results on IG's, AS, and A level. It's very accurate, and we often use that. Except for that, there's also professionals out there whom we trust. And one must be careful who you talk to out there, that we refer our students to, should they get to a point in grade 10, 11, where they say, Mom, Dad, I have got no idea what I'm going to do. It is not the end of the world. Okay. Prof. Zak is somebody that we
And
often
we
use.
also, sorry,
Yeah.
James, we also invite universities
Yeah.
often to come and have talks with our students, local varsities as well as international varsities. Ma'am and Louise arranges that for us, organize that, and I can honestly say that also helps the child to just look at things differently.
Yeah. And we encourage parents to participate. When we have those varsities on our campus that day, the students know about it as, Mom and Dad, please come along. I know everybody's thinking, I want to send my child to Canada because that's a ticket out. Yes, I can see all the parents laughing. We know that trick, but yes, we might be able to assist.
Okay, maybe just a very general question in terms of where the textbooks are available, and then I'll also ask the IEB question after that.
Textbooks. At the end of each year, we compile our textbooks lists. Our students buy textbooks at the beginning of grade 9. Those textbooks will be used for grade 9 and 10. Majority of the students keep those textbooks in the subjects they are going to continue with on AS and A level, because they need that for reference purposes as they go ahead. Then at the beginning of grade 9, they will buy, grade 11, they will buy textbooks for AS and A. We have, you can buy it at Low Miller in Cresta, you can buy it on Take-A-Lot, as well as we have a supplier, Itzi. She's not part of the school, but she is available and deliver a service to our parents.
Okay, there's just one question in terms of a student coming from an IEB curriculum, wanting to go into an AS level. I think maybe if we can just discuss that a little bit. Okay.
From grade what? What IB would that be?
So
Grade-
they're coming in at grade 11, so assuming they would complete their grade 10 at an IB school. Yes.
And Louise, what is the answer?
Okay, so with the IGCSE, it is a very, very crucial qualification to have to apply to universities, because we get our conditional acceptances from local and foreign universities based on those results. Coming from an IEB, we prefer them to have either a good grade 11 result, or they must have completed their grade 12 and then come in as an A-level student after that, just due to the level and also the qualifications required from the university for admissions. And then just one last question here, and then we'll leave some questions for the audience. Are there any school trips?
Yes, we do have regular excursions. Our language department, for instance, they go to theatres, or we will invite a theatre group here to perform. Last term, we had a Shakespeare. We also have outings, science outings, and other field trips that we do on occasion.
I just add to that we've started the intern, sorry, this is, we've started internships. We've gone to Tokyo. It was a wonderful experience, 3 weeks at the university there. But COVID sank that, so we hope to revive that in the near future. But yeah, things aren't what they, still getting across borders, etc., still an issue in some countries. I would love to go back to Japan. It's an incredible experience for our students. So the internships will come back. I don't know when, next year, year after that, you know.
Soon.
Hopefully soon, yeah.
Okay, there's no more questions on this side. I don't know if there's any from the audience, but maybe we should add in terms of our very exciting new rugby program.
Okay, and Louise, I'm not the rugby expert.
Okay.
I think what we do need to say, yes, I'm an academic. Give me the IPQs. I'm happy with research and all that. Yes, the rugby high performance program is brand new that we're launching. We're excited about it. And just to go back to your question early on regarding scholarships, we have found that scholarships for sports, there are simply more of them around than academic scholarships. And what we've started investigating is to see, is that a route for our children into the academics with a sports scholarship? And indeed it is. There are many universities that are looking for sporting students, not the next Ernie Els, not the next Sia Kolisi. Students who enjoy sport, want to participate for the university. And we're busy with the program now. We've started with rugby here for next year, a high performance program, where we'll be specifically looking at placement of students in America. And in Georgia, we're starting a similar program with golf. So, yeah, that's regarding our rugby. That is the purpose of our rugby program.
Yes.
But we do have an open day. And Louise, maybe you can say more about the open day. Then we will have the rugby specialist talking and not me.
I think it's a very comprehensive program. It's an elite rugby program, and it's focused on the individual student, which is quite unique on their athletic development. So what we are trying to foster is a student athlete. So a student that wants to go and study at university and has the aspiration to also perform in sport and maybe use that as a key to obtain scholarships abroad. So we do have a partner that will be looking at scholarships and the placement of that, and we can discuss it. Our open day for that, where we will have Jason Hector and the rugby specialist from the rugby institutes in the province here on the 7th of October. That is all available on our website along with the mentorship program for you to view.
Your boy simply enjoys playing rugby. You know he's not going to be a Springbok. We want that child. Okay. It's just another way of getting that scholarship.
Next year. And you want them now to complete, because remember our normal school
Yes.
is your high school
Yes.
start from grade 7
That's
to
it.
8. Would you still allow them to enter the high school at grade 8?
Yeah. You know what? It becomes, yes, no problem. We would love to have them in grade 7. Okay, but I know there's leadership and prefects and all those very important things. Yes, we get that. It's not a problem then. It becomes a problem later on. It's like Anne-Louise asked earlier on, a child wants to join us only in grade 11 and 12 when we do the AS and ALIOS. It is a problem. It is a problem. So the sooner we have them, yes, the later.
So grade 8 is still perfect.
Grade 8 is not a problem at all. Yes. Yeah.
How does the school help the child counsel the normal schools and model schools to kind of like
Okay. Yes, yes. Do you know what? We will not take a child into the school for whom Cambridge is not going to work. Okay. We are strict in that regard. So the moment we accept your child and we are confident we're going to see this child through to A levels. Okay.
And I can honestly say from my side, we have seen that they still do well and they excel. If they are a hard worker, if they are serious about their schoolwork, not a problem at all.
Yeah.
They will be fine.
Yeah. But we don't have separate intervention programs. Just for interest sake, our teachers do offer extra lessons in the afternoons. You don't pay for that. Okay, we have a few rules. You can't show up for mathematics and say, hey, sir, what's up? I don't get math. It's out the door you go. Okay, you go to the lesson, you book it with the teacher, and you go and you, sir, I tried this. I can't get this right. Can you help me with this? And like we say, suddenly you've got an extra lesson on steroids. Okay, the child needs to have tried it, struggled with it, suffered through it, and come with a specific problem. And not, I don't get math, because there is no such thing. You struggle with something specifically, and we will assist with that. Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to ask one question from this side in terms of when the next year's schedule of fees will be published.
Okay, we've done the fees. We will publish it shortly. It's now going through all the ladies that need to type it and make it pretty and all that. If I'm not mistaken, we worked on a 6% increase. Okay, Don't hold me to that, but I'm 90% sure. At Alma, it was 6%. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And that will be published
Yeah, within the next week or so. And
on the
we're just trying to
website.
standardize it across the schools and make it all the same. Yeah.
So it will be available for parents on the website.
Yes, yes. As soon as we've made it pretty, then we will publish.
Then just one last question on this side, and then I'm going to wrap that up for the online. Are the textbooks provided, or do we buy them from somewhere else for new grade 9 students?
I think Miranda has already answered that question. Our IGCSE textbooks, which grade 9s are required to purchase. It is available at Low Miller. It's a bookshop in Cresta. And then we also have some books that are available on Takealot, and then Etsy, our own in-house online provider. You can also order from that. Those book lists with all the details will also be sent or emailed to you if you contact admissions.
Yeah, just for the parents' reminder, the moment we publish is I know the books are expensive, buy them. In grade 9, they'll use them for 2 years. You won't be buying in grade 10 again. And 11 and 12, the same thing. You only buy textbooks once. But just remember, we follow an international curriculum. International schools in the UK, when is first term? The 1st of September. Okay, they start buying textbooks. You're competing with those guys. The publishers only publish X amount of textbooks. So if you order late, unfortunately, you're going to find it very difficult to get hold of those books because Europe is buying, America is buying, the Northern Hemisphere is buying. Okay, and if you choose this school, you're choosing to participate in that. So the moment you get the lists, get the textbooks. Okay.
Perfect. I think for my online parents and those here, I just want to add that our admission staff is there to answer further questions. Candace and Karina, I'm sure you've spoken with them over the phone a couple of times. So if you've got any questions, please do phone the admissions office and we will gladly answer that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a lovely evening.
So we're going to end off the session now. For the question here in terms of the annual school fees, we're going to publish that in the next 2 weeks on the website. And then please do ask the further questions, book campus tours, and come and have a look at the premises. You can speak to Candace or Karina, and they will be doing follow-up calls with you soon. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. We'll be sharing a recording on YouTube should you have missed anything due to technical issues. Thank you so much.